everybody. I'm just seeing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. One, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heck. What? I lost it? X, 2, 6, 3, clean, 4. Vegas, 5. D. Anderson, 6. I lost you, 7. Free, 8. MDK, 9. Infamama, 10. Allen, 11. I lost you, 12. Higgs, 13. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, if you're here early, you get to be part of the quiz, okay? This is how we're going to fill a spot. We got to get some of these spots filled this morning. You guys were going too fast for me to count caller numbers, so we're going to do something else here. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Good morning. We're going to do something. We're going to play this game. Who wants to play games with Pops? Give me... I hope Pops doesn't have to go Pop Silencio. Don't make Pops go Pop Silencio because of the like situation. If you're here, you should have pushed like already, right? Who wants to play a game? We haven't done this one in a little while, Hags. Yeah. Whoop. Get your dad jokes here. Free? Get your dad jokes here. First three people to answer this dad joke correctly, we'll move to the spin to win round. No, spin to qualify round. Okay, you guys ready? Thank you. Look at you guys hitting those like buttons this morning. Boom! Like you're on it. Okay, so, you guys ready? Get ready. First three people to answer this. Why was the bad baseball team so hot? Go. Bad baseball team, why are they so hot? They really stink, but they're hot. Nope, haven't seen the answer yet. It's okay. You don't blame the Red Sox, okay? Okay, I got my top three. Hold on, let me write them down. Who said white Red Sox? What about the Yankee guy last night? Perfect game. 27 people up, 27 people out. Here's the answer. Why was the bad baseball team so hot? Because they didn't have any fans. Duh. If you're a bad baseball team, no one's coming to the game. You don't have any fans. Okay? Satter Wolf. You're brilliant. Satter Wolf. You're number one. Ham Hand, I have not put you on this board before. Okay? Ham Hand. He's a ham-handed guy, and he's gonna be the number 2. And number 3, Trevor Slater. Trevor, my good friend Slater. Here we go. Now, whoever wins this moves to the spin to win round. Okay? For tomorrow. So, who is number 3? Trevor Slater. Trevor. He's awfully Slater, my friends. Good job, Trev. Here we go. Trevor Slater, you're on the board. Trevor Slater. Should we do another one? Give me 5 people that say, Pop's doing another dad joke. Those 3 guys can't be in this spin, though. Trevor's out, Satter's out, and Ham Hand's out. Sorry, dads. Even if you're dads, you don't get a play. Sorry, those 3 can't play. You guys ready? Should we do that again? Do another dad joke? Who liked the idea of doing a dad joke to get up on the board? Are there mom jokes? No, I'm serious. Chemical Odyssey, are there mom jokes? I've never really thought of that before. What would a mom joke be like compared to a dad joke? Why are they dad jokes? Why can't they just be joke? Why do we have to categorize them as dad jokes? My mom says I am the dad joke. It's stupid. Mom jokes are about dads, and then dad jokes can be about anything. Huh? Eggs there are? I don't get it. When did we start calling them dad jokes? We didn't back in the 60s, eggs, or the 70s. It was just like a ha-ha popsicle stick joke. That's what these are. They're just popsicle stick jokes. We never made a big deal out of them. 2 years ago. I have a good dad joke. It wasn't a dad joke, but it was a dad gag. Who wants to see what I used to do to the youngsters in my family to gag them? Oh, because don't forget I was the Unk Man. Oh yeah, Unk Man's job is to scare the little kids' pants to turn brown. If you can do that, you're well on your way to being a good uncle. Okay, besides the guy that saved the shark arm guy. But if you can turn your nieces and nephews' lower garments partially brown, you're well on your way to being Unk Man. Okay, let's do a mom joke. All right? Oh, God. All right, here we go. This is definitely a mom joke. Definitely. Definitely Wapner. Definitely Wapner. Okay, this is a mom joke, and I'll tell you why. Because it's almost like Mother Nature's telling us this joke. You guys ready? Happy birthday to Nerdy. Is it Nerdy's birthday? Mom jokes, dad jokes, everybody jokes. Here we go. Top three answers will move to the spin to qualify round. Here we go. Why did the tree stay home from school? Go. Why did the tree stay home from school? Top three. Mom joke. Good morning, everyone. Because it was grounded. No. Why did the tree stay home from school? He didn't want to leave. Yeah, he didn't like square roots. It was grounded. No. This is a good one. Moms tell them like this. Dads are automatically answered. Those are good answers, though. But notice those are dad answers. Okay, let's see why did the tree stay home from school? Why did it stay home from school? Because it was being naughty. No, it didn't have a cold, but go on. You're there. You're getting there. Okay, I losty. Bring it on. What? Sick what? Sick what? What kind of tree? Under the weather. What kind of tree starts with a sick? Would you? This is good answers. Greenie. Greenie's got, well, I should have said that. Oops. Okay, we got Greenie. Hold on. Greenie, Trippin' Vic, and Satwise. Trippin', I can't put you forward because you won yesterday. And you got your win. So good job, though. Satwise and Higgs. Greenie, Satwise, and Higgs. Greenie, Satwise, and Higgs. Those are my 3 qualifiers for the spin to qualify. The answer was, why did the tree stay home from school? It was a sycamore tree. It was a sycamore tree. Good job there, Trippin' Vic. I know you knew. But we're bringing other people along. Greenie, Satwise, and Higgs. Sycamore tree. That was pretty good. Give me 5 people that said moms are smarter than dads. It took longer. Okay? You know that was a mom joke. Now we figured out the difference between a mom joke and a dad joke. It's pretty obvious. Okay? It still sounded like a dad joke. Kim says she isn't going mom credit for that one. Here we go. Greenie, you're number 1. Greenie, you're number 1. Satwise, you're number 2. Boy, we've had Sat or Wolf, and now we have a Satwise. And Higgs, you're number 3. Higgs, this is you, and this is Coach Carmine Russo. So if you or the coach win, we're just going to put you forward. Okay? So here we go. Oh, it's Satwise. Carmine Russo doesn't get a play. Satwise. He's feeling awfully sat. 1 for the coach, exactly, Higgs. We have to have 1 for the coach. Satwise, you qualified. You, my friend. Terrible start. Let's start over, Pops. Sat. Wise. Oh. Okay. Who wants to do that again? I know you guys do. Who wants to do that again? I know you do. Maybe later. That was a good way to get up on the board, am I right? Mom jokes, dad jokes, everybody jokes. You're a bunch of jokers. Okay. Okay. Watch this one. All right. Watch this one. This is what Pops did when he was a younger man. And I would have a younger passenger in the car. I usually had I had this cool little S10 truck that I would take to job sites here and there. But then I'd also go fishing in the mornings. So usually I could talk one of my nieces or nephews into going with me. If not, Brock. Okay? CCS, I know, it's S10 for the win. That was back in the day when, okay. So picture this. Picture this. All right? I'm obviously in the driver's seat, kids in the passenger seat, and you're driving, and you turn to them and say, hey, let's play a game. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes as we drive. And you're going to be the navigator pilot. You're going to tell me when the stop signs are coming. We'll just drive straight, don't worry. We won't take turns. We won't go left or right. But let me know when the stop sign's coming, and then let me know when I can accelerate again. Okay? So I'm going to close my eyes as I'm driving, and you're going to go ahead and pilot the truck for us, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna close my eyes. All right. So I'm driving along. Wait, where do you want me to stop? The kid's freaking out. I'm like, but wait, wait. What are you doing, man? Wait, there's a stop sign coming. No. Oh my God, stop. I'm freaking out. And you turn to me and go, what's the matter, man? We're okay. Okay. I'll tell you what you hit. But I would stretch it out for about the whole block, maybe 2 blocks. I'd even come to a stop sign, right? Because all I could see is over here, and they're like, oh, I still have one nephew that hasn't forgiven me. No, and he wouldn't get out of the truck when it was time to fish. He just wouldn't get out. And you know why? I think he pooped his pants. But that's what uncles do. They let the nieces and nephews know that there is such a thing as blind driving. And I pulled it off like it was, oh. At that time, I was in California, Flamingo. I'm in Michigan now. Give me a couple of people that think Pops is evil. That was pretty evil. Try it. Seriously, try it on one of your kids. See, I figured out how to drive with my eyes closed, sweetie. She's got to be like under 10, though. Okay? They got to be under 10. Try the old one eye, pretending both eyes are closed on them. All right? I know there's a couple of you here that are willing to do it. Like you're ready to jump right into the idea. Free the Ancient One is one of them. Free can't wait. Free, pull it on Carrie. If she's not here yet, pull it on Carrie one of these nights. Go, dear, my eyes are very tired right now. I'm going to go ahead and check out. You tell us where to go. Okay. King of Flamingos, the Detroit Mush Lab. All one word, the Detroit Mush Lab.net. Actually, any of you guys, try that on your next date. See if your girlfriend comes back. Okay? Seriously. So, honey, I had one glass of wine too much, but I'm still going to drive. It's actually super fun. It's like when you get to pretend that you can't see, but you really can. And they're they're over here freaking out. You're actually, I got to tell you, they're a lot of fun. Try it sometime. Let's do just a little bit of this because I missed it. Oh, and how come nobody got on me yesterday about Professor Proverbs? We didn't do Professor's Proverbs yesterday. What happened? I had it all lined up to do it. Let's get another qualifier. Professor's Proverbs. Professor's Proverbs. Here we go. Professor went all around the world. And he went to 197 different countries, and he got all of their proverbs. And then he picked out some cool ones from different countries. Okay? So the first person to tell me what country this proverb is attributed to will get a chance at something. Okay? So, hold on. Here we go. Professor's Proverbs. We have quite enough to do weeding our own garden. We have quite enough to do weeding our own garden. Scotland, Mongolia, Ohio, the Detroit Mush Lab, Venezuela, Chile, USA. We have quite enough to do, China, Australia. Try to guess it without looking it up. See if you could do it without going to the internet. Sweden, I know the internet researchers now. Canada, Italy, Ireland, they're the ones that always get it right. There we go. Alan, Alan's got it. But Alan, we're going to keep going because Alan's already on the board. So who else is going to say what Alan just said? Who else is going to say what Alan just said? Huh? There we go. Married Maiko. Married Maiko. Congratulations, Alan. You did get it first, but you're also already on the board. So we're trying to get more people involved. Oh, the answer, excuse me. The answer was Belgian. Belgian. A Belgian proverb. Okay? Married to Maiko. Good job. I'm going to give you a choice. We can put you a slot, your name on the board for a spin to win tomorrow. Or, oh, let me tell you guys this too. We're going to actually have 4 boxes tomorrow. 4, not 2, 4. There's a reason. I'll tell it to you in a second. But there's going to be 4 chances to win boxes tomorrow. Ooh. Tomorrow, Pops isn't even going to talk. I'm just going to spin for like an hour. Okay? I'm going to give you an opportunity, Married Michael. I can either send you this freeze-dried. This is squat. It's almost 3 grams of freeze-dried. Or I can put your name on the board for tomorrow's spins to wins. 4 spins tomorrow to win a big box. Which would you prefer? You'll take the pack. Then I need you to send me your name and address to the DetroitMushLab.net, and we'll get that sent out to you as a free gift. Okay? Thank you. Next, tomorrow. 2 times this week I've put off mail call. It was going to be yesterday morning, it was going to be this morning. I started going through a mail call. And you guys are sending me a lot of neat stuff. 2 of these boxes have been sitting in my simmer pile for over a week. One I knew about, the other I thought was labels that I had ordered, my label machine, so I hadn't opened it. This morning I opened it, and I'm like, that's not labels at all. That's a present from, wait for it, Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson, I finally saw the box. Jeez. I'm sorry, I had set to the side. I thought it was a different shipment. So I'll take care of the business part of it today. And tomorrow, I cannot wait to show you guys what's in this box. Because what we're going to do with some of this stuff that was sent to us is that's why I'm making 2 more boxes tomorrow. We can easily make 4 boxes tomorrow based off of the stuff that was sent in. The other person whose box we're going to love to go through like this and pull some stuff out and send it to you guys is from MVP. We've opened his package, and he's sent all kinds of fruit for you. So there's a couple of boxes. We're going to get an MVP fruit box sent out tomorrow to you guys. Okay? So be here tomorrow, and all we're doing tomorrow is opening presents and spinning and winning and sending presents out. So tomorrow is complete present and prize day. What do you guys think about that? Present and prize day, present and prize day. Okay, since our friend Married Michael couldn't get on the board, didn't choose to get on the board today, we're gonna do one more right now. Let's do one more bad dad joke. Okay? We're gonna do one more bad dad joke. First 3 to answer the bad dad joke correctly, or at least the way it says it on this popsicle stick, we'll move forward to a spin to qualify round. Okay? MVP, we're going to give away a big box from you tomorrow. It's going to be nice. Okay, here we go. Bad dad joke. Where do flowers work? Go. Where do flowers work? Yes, Kim, but I put him back in till tomorrow. Where do flowers work? Top 3. They work in the dirt. They work in a pedal shop. They work in the garden. Where do flowers work? They work in a flower shop. They work underground. Those are good. Earth. I'm going by the popsicle stick answer. They work at Bloomingdale's. I think I'm going to have to go with the top 1. Just the top 1. Forget top 3. In bed. These are good answers. Okay? At the florist. All of these are wrong. I'm not even going to go top 3. Just give me the first person to get it now. I thought you guys would get the bad dad joke. Maybe this is a mom joke. Actually, now that I think about it, this is a mom joke. They work at the funeral. They work in the garden. Keep going. Where do flowers work? Huh? Where do flowers work? They work at the hospital. They work in the hospital, and they work in the morning. They work at the Waffle House. They work at Bad Lag. They build alternators. They work at the prom. They work in the kitchen. What is a flower? Let's start with that. What is it? They work in Walmart. They work in the Rose Garden. What is a flower? Looks like flowers work a lot of places. Ronnie Boss. He says they work at the plant. They work at the plant, Pops. Where do flowers work? At the plant. Okay? Jeez. Well, you guys needed a hint for a dad joke? What? Ronnie Boss, you're on. There was a lot of good answers out there, though. Right? You guys had a lot of really good answers. Ronnie B. You're in. Basically, if there's 4 boxes tomorrow and there's 12 spots, isn't that something like a 1 out of 4 chance to win? Does that qualify somewhere close to a 1 out of 4 chance to win? Wow. Wow, I wish I wasn't that bored. Rando? I got a couple of rando factos, and then we're going to continue to talk about Maria Sabina. Okay? There was someone here, I just glanced at a comment flyby, asking, was the DetroitMushLab.net a website? Yes, it is. In order to contact me, there's a whole menu and everything there. Look at anything you want. But if you're looking for me personally or to get me your address for a win, go down to the bottom of the page. It says contact us, and then send me an email with your address. And remind me who you were on YouTube. Here's what happens a few times, and it's normal. People send me a thank you, and they send me their address, and they send me their name. It doesn't line up with the name on YouTube all the time, so I'm not even sure who it is at first. And then we have to email back and forth. So if you're sending me your address for a win, send me your YouTube name as well. Okay? Have you ever heard of this before? Have you ever heard of this? It's almost like sounds like it could only happen on, maybe it would happen on the Green Red Suspender Show. What's that show? The Green Red Show? What's that Canadian guy's show? The Green Red Show? Red Green. I'm backwards. The Green Red Show. No, the Red Green Show. My God, I fell in love with it. We watched it for the first. I watched it because I grew up in California. It's actually a regional program. You guys watch it here on the Midwest and the Northeast. They didn't really have the Green Red Show on in California when I was, when it was on. They didn't. I did a Mush Fest, couple of microdoses in, and I was did a, what do they call it when you binge watch? I binge watched the Green Red show. Green Red? Red Green. Red Green show. Dying laughing. This episode, this sounds like it could be in a Red Green show episode. In the 1700s, okay, Red can fix anything with duct tape. Hilarious the amount of duct tape they use on that show. Chainsaw races. That show, don't get me started. That show is just beyond magnificent writing and imagination. Just every contraption they'd come up with every week. You have to have, each show you'd have to have a new contraption. And that show went on for like 15 years. Streety and I figured it out. That thing had been around forever. What's the prayer at the end about being a man? I guess. What do you say at the very end? I'll change if I have to, or something. What is it? Help me out. What do they say at the end? All the men doing their pledge. The possums. Just that alone. That you would be a part of a group called possums. You're so... clearly you're living in Canada and you have nothing else to do. Come on, help me out with the oath. What do they say? Okay. The reason I'm mentioning this is because I know this guy's involved. Okay, if he was in the 1700s, he'd be the general of this expedition. Okay, Red. All right, and he'd bring duct tape with him. So we're in the 1700s. We have a Swedish army, and they want to create their own cavalry. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. Boom. We need that on the wall in here. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. Thank you, Billy D. Hilarious. Okay, I'm in Sweden. I'm in the army. Red's probably the general. We have to create our own cavalry. Okay, what animal are we going to use? They didn't have a lot of horses in Sweden at the time. What animal should we use, Red? Help me out. What animal would Red have picked? An eagle cavalry? No. Sheep? No. Dogs? No. No. No goats, no buckies. Trevor! Trevor's always the smart guy here. A moose. A moose for sure. Possibly reindeer, but a moose. Moose! Listen. The Swedish army had moose cavalry. Not they named it moose. They were riding moose. Is there a plural for moose like meese? They were riding meeses. Mooses. How do you think of the antlers on those things? How do you ride in a charge formation? How do you not gouge the eye out of the moose next to you or chop up one of the other guy's legs? Cleaning their meeses, right? If you get a whole bunch of moose together, they're called meese? No. Listen, the Swedish army, and I can picture Red right at the top of it. Billy Flynn thinks that they take the antlers off. I don't want them to take them off. Seriously, I don't want them. How are they even intimidating then? If you had a bunch of moose with people flying off the back of it that looked like Red, and they were charging at you, and the antlers are coming, man, that's going to be tough to stand in there. The Bullwinkle Brigade. How do you stand in there? There's about 50 of these coming at you. You guys are convinced that they actually cut. I never even see how smart you guys are. I never even thought they'd just chop them off. Let's go, Meese. Meese without ears now, or Meese without antlers. The Swedish army tried to create a moose cavalry back in the 1700s because they thought it would instill fear in the enemy. Well, hell yeah, it would. I just said that. Man, I'm a Marine, and I'm not sure I could stand in on a moose charge. Now, if it didn't have its ears or its things, well, come on, it just looks like a big dumb horse. Actually, it's ugly. That doesn't scare you at all. You can't cut those things off and still call it scary on a charge. No antlers is a deal breaker, Hags. You and I. Red isn't even going to play if we can't keep the antlers on. Okay? So I'm not convinced that they took the antlers off. The whole idea was to instill fear in the enemy. If not, you got a big old glunky looking horse coming at me. Well, kind of a goofy snout. I'm not afraid of it at all. They turned out to be really hard to domesticate because the soldiers couldn't feed them properly. And they also ended up vulnerable to many livestock diseases. Didn't last. It was a hell of an idea. Who the hell thought of that one? This is going to be really interesting. I think it's the exact opposite. I think the researchers are wrong. Moose pox, Herbie. I think researchers, do anybody here think researchers can be wrong? Or are they always right? I say they can be wrong. There's a percentage of chance that they're wrong. Am I right? Am I right that they're wrong? I don't think researchers are always correct. I'm going to give you an example of one where there was a whole research going on, and I look at it and I go, that doesn't sound right to me. No. I'm looking at the research on that one, and I'm thinking it's literally the exact opposite. It can't be, because I know people. You guys ready for this research? Where Pops is right and where Pops is wrong. Studies conducted by the University of Queensland and the University of South Wales. So we're down there in Jesus Christ country. You already know the research is going to be a little wiggy. Come on. This would be like having Jesus Christ, our Jesus Christ right here, running the research program. Australian? No, I'm making fun of it. Source it? That would be, I feel like this, our Jesus Christ here, literally is running this research program. Because wait till you hear the goofy research he did. Him and his program. Studies conducted by the University of Queensland and the University of New South Wales have found that people with dark eyes are more pleasant, while people with blue eyes tend to be more competitive. Really? Really? Just because I have blue eyes means I'm competitive? How come I can't be pleasant? I don't know that many pleasant brown eyes. Dark eyes. Oh, you're so pleasant, and I'm not, because I don't have brown. I think it's the opposite. I'm pleasant. I'm not competitive. There's no way you would look at my blue eyes and think that's a competitive guy. Light eyes, green, hazel. There's nothing competitive about me. This, they may have something. They may be onto something in Australia. They may be onto something. I want to read one more. One more. No, a couple more. A couple more. This is interesting stuff. I have blue eyes and a non-competitive personality. Just ask me. Okay. Who would research that anyways? Who's in charge? Oh, we already talked about it. That guy over there in Australia. Okay, Sandman, why are you screaming? I'm not screaming! Okay. Who says I'm screaming? A software designer. You guys ready for your music? Music heads? This is going to be really interesting. Wait for this one. I'm sorry if you like hip hop. I'm sorry. And if you like techno, well, hey. Okay. You guys ready for this rando researcho? A software designer once conducted a study and found there was a correlation between students' SAT scores and what music genre they listened to. The kids with the really high SAT scores versus the kids with, well, I'm sorry, come back next year, try again. I have a brag. My SAT score was like sick ridiculous. 5 points away from perfect back in the day. Pop's SAT score was like, welcome to UCLA. 5 points away from perfect. I've always been, see, I flex. I told you guys I flex. All right. So now you got these SAT scores. Now we have these SAT scores sitting around. There's a direct correlation between your SAT score and what music you listen to. From highest to lowest SAT scores. The genre goes, techno's number one. Techno, you're the smartest kids in the SAT line. Techno kids. Classic rock, number two. This one surprised me. Country, number three. Country. All you have to do is sing about a lost dog and a night in jail, and you're like at the top of the list. Almost every country song I've ever listened to, there was a dog, a night in jail, and about 50% of them have a pickup truck. Fourth, rock. Rock. Fifth, rap. You rap kids got pretty good SAT scores. Next, R&B. Rhythm and blues. Where's the classical? Carlotta. We haven't seen Carlotta. I would have assumed classical was way up on the list, maybe before techno. Nope, classical now shows up. Middle of the list. Then alternative, then reggae, then oldies. You oldies aren't doing very good on your SATs. You listening to the cherry pop songs and stuff like that? Come on, man. You got to get into the 2000s to get an SAT score. So we got pop, we got oldies. Behind oldies is pop, hip hop, jazz is second to last. Jazz. I would have thought jazz, oh, you're the hip, slick, and cool beatnik, and you're like hanging out and you read poetry, you recite Allen Ginsberg, you're a dumbass. No, your SAT score. And then what's the last one? What's the one you guys haven't heard me say yet? Gospel. Go to church and listen to music, and you ain't going to college, pal. That's the way it works. You go to church. Cleany's like, duh. Are the gospel guys thinking for themselves? I don't know. Are they just like repeating the stuff they were taught? I'm going to read that list real quick one more time to you guys. Did anybody find that interesting? I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a guy who does research about it. RX. I'm going to read the list. Smartest to gospel. Smartest to gospel. You ready? I'm looking for the list. Here we go. Techno, classic rock, country, rock and roll, rap, R&B, classical, alternative, reggae, oldies, pop, hip hop, jazz, and lastly, gospel. Flat earthers. Oh, jeez. I'll do one more. Cat ladies already know this. We actually already do know this, but it's interesting when they come up. It's interesting when they come up with facts to prove it. Research to prove it. We already knew this. You guys ready? A sample of 160,000 Facebook users was analyzed by research scientists working alongside Facebook. They discovered that people who prefer dogs instead of cats had more online communications on average and were more likely to be in a relationship than those users who prefer cats. That sounds like cat ladies are lonely. And not cat ladies, cat people. Cat people. You're going to have less online communications and you have less friends. Research. We're running a little bit out of time, so I don't know if Maria Sabina's going to get covered. Well, I'll cover her for a couple of minutes here. I'm going to read one more, though. We talked about this last night. I don't know. There's a whole stigma to the cat lady dog thing. I don't buy it. I love cats and dogs. I personally love them both. And I don't know, I have an energy about me. Animals like me. I'll go to your house and the mean dog will I'll be the one guy. How come my dog doesn't jump on it? How come he isn't biting you? I don't know, man. I give off a truly. And even growing up, we had 6 kids. We always had a pet. The pet gravitated to me out of the 6 kids. He'd become my animal. I was like, how come and I was probably the kid responsible with fed him, watered him, walked him, stuff like that. So, and then we had a cat. Satter, you too. There are people that give off an energy and certain animals just really like them. We had a cat growing up. Wait for the name that I'm going to tell you his name was. And now this is in the early 1970s. Nerdy, I believe that. I love you, so I wouldn't animals. And MVP, there's a different level of smart with them, right? They're more like an instinctual smart, less a domesticated, responsible smart. There's different levels. I love them both. We had a cat. Now this is early 70s, and sex you didn't talk about. You just didn't, right? Free love, the hippies were just getting started, and they might have burned a bra or two at this point, somewhere. But it just wasn't something, it just was off the table. You didn't see it on TV. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Brady, or which ones was it? The, help me out here. The ones, Ozzie and Harriet. Remember that show? Remember the TV shows where even in the parents' rooms on the TV show, they had two different beds? Not a big queen size or a king size bed, like, oh, they might sleep together. The parents' room would have two twin beds in it. Do you remember that? Especially on TV. They never showed a room where there were like a big bed. And then we could all climb in. That was like, oh my goodness. The first time you saw a big bed on TV. It was like, they used to film, when they would film those, each actor and or actress would have to have 1 foot on the ground. If they were, even if they were under covers or something, they'd have to have 1 foot on the ground. They couldn't even, both legs couldn't be in the bed at the same time. Herbie thinks people slept better because they had their own beds. So back in the day, it was like you didn't instantly think nasty when you heard words. You didn't. They're a little more buttoned up. My cat's name was Kinky. Kinky. Don't go there. There was no My Page or Our Page or whatever they call it. There was no porno online. A kid my age didn't even know what a kinky was. Kinky had nothing to do with anything. Right? You know what kinky, you know why my cat's name was Kinky? Kinky with a K. Saturn, he had a kink in the tail. Literally, his tail was shaped like, it was half Manx and half something else, so he got a whack tail. It was shaped like a lightning bolt. He literally had a lightning bolt coming off his butt. You couldn't, you know, sometimes you want to just slowly run your hand down your dog or your cat's tail. You went near dude's kink. He was climbing drapes. You called her a flop? Anybody else have a kink? That was our little name. And no one in the neighborhood, oh, how nasty. It was just, oh, it's pretty obvious they named the cat Kinky. Look at its tail. Of course it's gonna, what else could, he named himself. It was a beautiful, smart, wonderful cat. Turned out to be just an amazing family pet. I don't know why I got carried away with that, but we're talking cats and dogs. Your childhood cat was named Cat. Oh, here's another one. What was my dog's name? My parents were in a pool league playing billiards, pool. And at the time, back in the 70s, my mom was like the best woman player in at least Southern California. My mom was off the charts as a pool player. She just had the eyes, she had the angles. She planned out 4 shots ahead. She had to write English. She knew where the cue, I mean, my mom was insane. And I think I've told this story before. My parents, this was their one night out. And you would think, oh, bar, creepy, beer. They went out for one reason and one reason only, and that was so they could play pool. My dad, they'd usually end up coming home after playing a night of pool with enough money to like take us to breakfast Sunday morning. Because my dad was a little bit of a hustler. He would go in before my mom or after my mom. They wouldn't go into the bar together. He'd sit at the bar, and my mom would rack up a triangle of balls, and she'd get ready to play. And everybody in the place is like, this lady's going to get her ass kicked. And my dad would, I'll bet 5 on the lady. She'd go in there and run the table. They had a whole hustle going. True story. My parents were pool sharks. My mom was like, she even had the pool cue that they screw together in a case. The whole works. And it was also their social outlet because they ended up joining a pool league. So they didn't go out to like get drunk or be crazy or dance and dance. They wanted to play pool. And pool was a pretty cool, 70s, I think pool was really cool. Right? Pops learned how to play pool. I could play decent pool. Nothing like my mom. And my dad was good too. They'd own the league. They would own the league. Okay. So the reason I told you this is one night, it's Saturday night, they come home. Your mom was a dart player, Cobalt? With pins and stuff? That's awesome. Honestly, that's cool. So my mom and dad are out one night. And don't forget, we're like, my brother's 15, 14, 13. He's old enough to babysit us. But we're latchkey kids. There's 6 of us at home. And they're out Saturday night. They're responsible. They're leaving us at home. And we're supposed to take care of ourselves, put ourselves to bed by whatever our curfew was. And then they'd come slip in from the bar later on in the evening. Well, this one night, it's about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. My mom comes in, and she drops a little fur bundle on me. You're not going to believe this. Wakes me up, basically, and my brother, because he's in the other room, in the same room, other bed. Wakes up, I have a little bundle given to me. He was half Labrador, half German Shepherd. She had won him in a pool game. Okay, this little puppy. She goes, what are you going to name him? What did I name him? Can we name him 8 Ball, Mom? I had 8 Ball until I went into the Marines. Me and 8 Ball were like that. Isn't that kind of cute? Ronnie said I would have called him Cue Ball. All right? 8 Ball, he was so smart. I could tell 8 Ball to do anything, and he would do it. Have you ever had a dog that would climb a ladder if you told it to? I'd get a ladder out, like, ladder. Little step at the top. I'd say, 8 Ball, climb the ladder. He could climb to the top and sit up on the top. As he was stout, he was about half the size of a German Shepherd, but ripped. He would climb to the top of the ladder and sit up there. It was the most irresponsible thing in the world that I could ever ask him to do, but I was showing him off. This dog had a vocabulary that was, I think Ruff is super smart, and 8 Ball was right there with him. So, cute, right? Dogs are cool, cats are cool. So those are my 2 childhood pets. Was Kinky and 8 Ball. And I was pretty much responsible for them. It ended up super sad. Listen to the final part of the story. I came home I went to boot camp, 3 months gone, and 8 Ball was going insane because I was his guy. So after boot camp, then you're just going to send me off to Memphis, Tennessee. You have to go to training for a year in this, what my military occupational specialty was going to be. So I'm sent to Tennessee, and I'm there for 2 or 3 months, and I get leave, and I go home. Where's 8-Ball? Mom? Dad? Brother? Sister? Where the hell is 8-Ball? Mom's word, nobody wants to say anything. I go in my old bedroom, and the window, the wood around the window was chewed out like a wild animal had been in there. Like a wild animal just chewed up the window wall. All the casing and the moldings around the window. Where's 8-Ball? You guys freaking me out, man. I want my dog. We took him to the pound. He was going absolutely insane without you. We didn't tell you when you came back from boot camp, but he wouldn't listen to anybody. He wouldn't do anything he was told. He kept trying to escape. So we put him in your old bedroom thinking it would be okay. The dog went like wacko, because my family was not cruel to animals at all. The dog absolutely lost it when his owner left him. And so my family, their ultimate, hey, you're going to be gone. You can't have this guy with you for the next however long. And at that point, Higgs, he was an old fella too. You know what I mean? He'd already reached 14, probably 12, 14 years old. So, did I have a reason to be mad at my parents? Did I? Oh, no, I was really, really, really super sad. I'm off serving the country and you guys are killing my dog, man. So, I understood later on, though. I mean, I get it. I got it. So first thing I did when I get out of the service is, I gotta get a dog. And we got another really neat dog. But that's, I know, that's a true life story, though. That's one real true life story where, you build these deep, deep bonds, and certain animals just I know, Herbie, what could they do? Honestly, they tried. They tried for months. They spent a good 5 months trying to work with this thing, and he was tearing up the house. He was destroying things, and he wasn't happy. So you got to make those decisions. Hey, I'm sorry we didn't talk about Maria Sabina today. I've been just rambling and bambling over here. But I think we've still had a fun show today. I hope you guys have. Let's get one more person on the board. Can we get one more person on the board before we go for today? Huh? Let's do another dad-mom joke. Give me 5 people say, yeah, do another dad-mom joke. Huh? Let's do another dad-mom joke. Let's get one more person on the board. Kobo, what's the board? It's a spin to win thing that we do. Okay. You guys ready? If a bunch of people answer real quick, then we'll go for 3 people. If it takes a while, we'll go for the first one. A man went to the beach. He was hungry. Hungry guy. Hungry man. A man went to the beach, but he forgot his lunch. What did he eat? Go. You forget your lunch? What do you eat at the beach? Good enough. 3 of you guys. That was an easy one. I'm going to take the top 3. Satterwolf, you've already been involved, so we're going to move past you. Nerdy, Waz, and Nurs. Nerdy, Waz, and Nurs. Nerdy, Waz, and Nurs Ratchet. Nerdy, you're not on there, are you? Okay. And it's your birthday. And it's your birthday. Nerdy Waz and Nurse Ratchet. Okay? The answer is a sandwich. You go to the beach and you forget your lunch, don't worry about it, just have a sandwich. Nerdy number 1. Waz number 2. And Nurse Ratchet number 3. Here we go. So it ends up being Nurse Ratchet. It ends up being Nurse Ratchet. So we're putting Nurse Ratchet on the board. But we're also going to do this. Does anybody think we should put Nerdy on the board since it's his birthday? Give me 5 people said, please put Nerdy on the board because it's his birthday. Give him a chance to win something. Nerdy? Should we put Nerdy on the board? Sorry about that, Waz. You were that close. But see, there's still 2 spots left, right? Nurse Ratchet just won 1. Nurse Ratchet. And we're going to go Nerdy here. Now, tomorrow when you win, we're going to really erase your name, put someone else on. We're going to spin this thing 4 times tomorrow. 4 times tomorrow. So even if your name's not on there yet, it could get on there tomorrow, replacing somebody who's coming off. Does that make sense? So when we remove somebody because they won, we could be putting your name right back on because we're going to keep on doing that. We're going to open presents and we're going to spin for an hour. Wow. We're going to have a heck of a good time, just like I had today. I apologize that we didn't really do any of our readings or anything either. But you certainly know how to take one of your nieces or nephews for a ride. Okay? Or perhaps one of your first dates. Just say, hey, honey, I haven't been doing real good on my driving lately, so if you'd like a second date with me, do you think you could just sort of navigate us home? Well, I'll drive. Don't worry about it. The best part's when you look over at them and they see that you've had one eye open the whole time. That's when you get slugged, sometimes slapped. That's when they really take it out on you. When you look over at them and they realize you've had one eye open the whole time. Feels amazing. Go have a good time, you guys. And that's when you get slugged hard. Mike and Nipper and Slowy and Ronnie and CCS and Kimberly. Happy birthday, Nerdy, and Daniel and RX and RX1 and Saturn and Mike Barry Ball. Just tell your kids. Cobalt and Bill Flynn and Ronnie Boss. I really hope one of you guys pull that off on someone, right? It should be you, Free. You should be the one doing it first. Go have a good day, you guys. Don't do what Pops does. Do what he says. Bill Deuce, CCS, Mushmouth, Cleaning, Derek Anderson, Daniel, Laura, have a divine day. Free. See ya. Silly Gal, Nerdy, Jolie, there you are. Hippie Kitty, meow. Nipper and Sandy and Hags. And Sandy, who said I was yelling? And Hags, tell Coach Russo. Snap. Jesus Christ in Australia. You're a heck of a researcher. We're finding that out. Kimberly and Waz and Daniel and Jesus Christ and Jimmy Max and MVP and Satterwolf and Billy Flynn and Tin Can and Ronnie. And Ronnie, I almost heard you read, almost read gospel. No, we're not doing gospel. We'll never pass the SAT. Carlotta, Nurse, Herbie, see you tomorrow. Pops, peace. Love each other. Pour kindness on yourself, but pour it on everybody around you. Out.